Yeah, no, that's the best. That's the best way to go about it, I think. So I guess just wanted to touch on like this surreal moment that must have been where I don't know how you feel about it, but when PLT you discovered that they'd more or less nicked your idea. What was it like waking up that morning, or when you noticed that and you put two and two together?
Well, someone sent it to me and I just knew straight away because I sort of worked in the fashion industry. I know this is what brands do. Like brands like PLT like thrive off this. If they was going to do it to big brands, they'd be paying hundreds of thousands in sort of
Mm,
court, court cases. But with
yeah,
smaller brands, like I couldn't take PLT to court.
Mm.
And like
yeah,
even from, I remember the owner from House of CB, I went to a live podcast of hers, and House of CB dresses get copied by Pretty Little Thing every single week. They literally create
Man.
their own landing page. And she just said, I've spent so much money trying to take fast fashion brands down just because I thought I'm a big brand, I have this money. But it just doesn't work. Like it can be
mm,
something as little as the fabric composition, like being different, which it was definitely different. I ordered it and compared myself. But they like like it is different in terms of the fabric and the fit because it's not as nice quality. So I would have just wasted my time. But I was a bit annoyed. Like I wasn't going to post about it because I thought, oh, people would just think like, oh, what they think Pretty Little Things nicked her design. But I knew that had happened. Like I'd seen.
yeah. And
I,
it's so clear. Like I've
Clear
seen
as
the
day.
comparison. Yeah,
yeah,
it's clear
and
as day.
I think I had like 2,000 followers on Odd Muse at the time. So anyone who was following me, I had the opportunity to look at. And there was a couple people that were Boohoo buyers and Pretty Little Thing buyers, and I just felt it come in.
Of
Mm,
course.
And when I saw that, and I was like, no, I'm not having that because I know that this is what's happened, and like
well
people
done for standing up for yourself.
did, so like it is, and so many people agreed with me as well. Like I
Yeah.
I put it on Facebook and I put it on Instagram. But someone actually messaged me saying, I don't use Twitter, but someone actually messaged me saying, you need to put this on Twitter because like so many people are going to see this and retweet it.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God I did, because I think to this day it's got like 10,000 retweets. So many people were getting in touch and following the brand from it. The Daily Mail got in touch. So in a way, I guess it's been like okay, but it's just so annoying. And if I saw it again, I would be really, really upset.
Mm. No,
It's just
yeah,
horrible. Like I got like quite a lot of exposure from it in the end, but that's not the case for everyone. It
Yeah,
happens
yeah,
yeah.
it's not fair. Like it's just so unfair. Like how the way I think someone actually tweeted me back saying I've just handed in my notice of Pretty Little Thing.
No way.
whoa.
They're riding out for you. That's
Like,
good.
ASOS do not do that. Like ASOS do not buy like that. I was on I wasn't on their own brand, but from what I've learned, like ASOS are like 6 months ahead of themselves. Like Pretty Little Thing, like turn it around in a week.
Yeah.
So it's just not good.
No,
Corporations
I
do
know.
this a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
They nick ideas. I think something on a completely different note. I think, do you know about Spotify Wrapped? I think there was
Yeah.
a young girl who made the idea for Spotify, but then they didn't pay her residuals. They stole the idea and basically monetize it themselves.
Yeah.
So it happens all the time.
That's nuts. See this, and I think Aimee, the most important thing you've done is you actually stood up for brands as well, because it could happen, like you said, it could happen to anyone. And obviously, I think, but you're just, yeah, and you're lucky in the sense that you got the exposure out of it. But I really like when you said, this might not happen for other brands. You might be like kicking and screaming, saying, "Yo, this has happened to me," and they just might not get the recognition. So I think we need to be more vigilant of that as well as buyers, where the real thing and the better thing is also there available for you.
Yeah, I'm just so against like fast fashion now. Like even the way they make the clothes and the way they just rip off other designers. Like in the way the pace they work, they have no time to think for themselves. Like they have to go on Instagram and look at these. Like there was a show on Misguided before, and they openly document in their Monday meeting where they just say like, "What have you seen on Instagram this week? What have you seen? What can we nick?" So, and Pretty Little Thing slated Misguided for that documentary and saying that we would never run our business like that. But it is exactly how they run their business.
Gosh, it's so frustrating, and something I didn't really. I guess now I'm more vigilant of it, but something I didn't really know was even going on in the industry. where, you know, people have had their ideas nicked. But yes, I think as buyers as well, we have a responsibility as well to look out and be like, oh, okay, if that's the case and there's an option to actually get from the actual person who made it, I think that's the best way to go about it as well. We'll just have to, but no, well done to you. I'm really pleased that you stood up for yourself. And I guess it gave you a lot of exposure, which, you know, I guess you can only be grateful for.
Yeah.
Going on to a lot of exposure, you was recently in Vogue.
Yes.
Unreal.
How was that? That must have
was
been
another surreal moment. When the email come through asking me, I was like, no, this can't be Vogue. Like, what? And then I think they're originally owned by this company called Condé Nast, and their email address was at Condé Nast. So I was like, oh no, it can't be real. It can't be real. And then I looked into this Condé Nast, and it was the actual Vogue umbrella, and I was like,
wow.
but yeah, they asked me to just be on this page with other new designers. So obviously I was just like, yes. And yeah, that was just such a crazy moment. It was so nice as seen in Vogue on my Instagram bio.
Jeez, that is a moment. I mean, that's like, obviously it's a starting position, but even that's insane to be able to say, yeah, my brand has been featured in Vogue. Must have just been so surreal.
Such a
I
moment.
don't even know what I'd do.
I literally like every single one in my local shop. Everyone was crying. It was so fun.
I like
I've
how
got these Vogue magazines downstairs. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know why I bought them. I'm not giving anyone the chance to buy them for some reason. So I don't know if I'm going to get that much from it.
Well, at least you can say it happened. Like, you can definitely, that's a moment for real that you can look back on.
Everyone's like coffee table book in their house now.
I like that. But yeah, I mean, for you, what do you think that moment will do for the business going forward, or for the brand going forward? Do you think it just legitimizes it and makes it real?
I think so.
If that makes sense.
And yeah, I think so. And like Vogue is such like a collector's magazine, and like I can't say I've noticed anything mega yet. But you know, I've just got this thing where I just want to just constantly be appearing, and that's what sort of marketing is, just constantly being there. So yeah, it's just another,
you've got to be in it to win it, really.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just so nice to just that moment just to have, even if nothing comes from it. It was just such a moment.
Are there any other like big like brands like that you'd probably love to feature in or like get your business on?
I haven't really thought about it in terms of like wholesaling my product. I'm a bit, I don't know, I want to keep it sort of with me.
I respect that.
Like, I really associate my brand with, I don't know if you know House of CB, but they're like, when I worked at ASOS, I was like contacting them all the time to try and get them on ASOS, but they're very strictly like, no, we keep it all in house. Like, which I get. So I would like to not sort of sell myself short, and yeah, I'd love people to always come to Odd Muse UK to buy their Odd Muse instead of sort of, I don't know, ASOS or whatever. But saying that, I would love to be in Selfridges.
That would be
I would love to be in Selfridges. That is